stayed really calm, finished it off. But I don't think you're interested in that. I think you're interested in the moment before. Yeah, when I just walked in, I said, I was thinking, I think I saw Ange sitting here on Sunday. And I thought, oh, something happened, and I think Spurs weren't happy with a few decisions that were made on Sunday. And many people always say that this will eventually match up in the end of the season. I'm not one of them that believes that, because sometimes you can be unlucky in the season or you can be lucky in the season. Yeah, on Sunday a decision went against them. Maybe today a decision went in favor of them. Which is, of course, very unlucky for us, because I've never felt that we were going to lose this game, especially not after the first 15 to 20 minutes, because I did feel Spurs started the game better than us. But after that, in my opinion, we had most of the game control, played most of the game on their half, had much more ball possession. And then, yeah, a moment like this, yeah, if you go down to 10 for a few seconds, against a very good, against a team that can play so good football like Tottenham can. It's far from ideal. Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's any debate about that. So they say he didn't stop the counter-attack. I think every manager would prefer if there's a tackle being made now 40 yards away from our goalkeeper. I don't think you really stop a counter-attack. Then every manager would prefer to get a second yellow card for the other team than to finish that counter-attack with a player less to play that counter-attack with. And then if that is not the discussion, then the next discussion is, was it reckless enough to just give advantage? Advantage is the right word. And then just come back and say, yeah, I thought the tackle was still too reckless. So I still have to give a yellow. But yeah, he had to. In the VAR decision, he had to tell everyone what his decision was, and unfortunately, he didn't have to do this in this decision. So things happen. Very unlucky for us. Very unlucky for us. The good thing for us is that if you ever have to lose a game, it's better if you lose one where there's still a second leg to be played. And far from ideal starting position for us, because they have a really good team. Probably some players come back for the second leg. So. Far from ideal to lose here, but if I ever have to lose, I prefer to lose. If there's still a leg to be played, then it would have been only this game.
I know you've got a hell of a lot of games at the moment, but it was 17 days ago that you beat them 6-3 here. I mean, it's sometimes difficult in football to kind of, relate to what happened. Would you kind of, I don't know, concede that maybe not quite at your best tonight? Is that fair?
Sorry, your last?
Would you concede it maybe not quite at your best tonight?
We're not quite at our best tonight.
Your team?
Yeah, if you compare it with the 6-3, then that's clear. But I don't think we will reach that level in every single game we play. So you can always expect a reaction from Spurs, which you saw today. You can always expect a reaction from the fans, because it's a semi-final. It's such. We all know how important it is to us, but also how important it is for the Spurs fans to go to the final. So we knew when we came here that it would never be the same game as we played here 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago. But still, I saw a lot of things the same. I think even in that game, the ball possession was equal. But now I think we had 60-40. So many good things to take for me, more than the United game, but the result was not as good as against United.
And a little bit of history in English football with that first VAR.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on it? What did you make of it? Just how it worked?
I think it's you can judge something on one game, but if it's offside, yeah, then I don't think anyone has to explain something. When he started explaining something, you saw a red and a blue line. So I think it's more. It would be more interesting for everyone if he would have explained why he didn't give a second yellow card, than explaining why he cancelled the goal, because that's what everybody could see on the screen. But I know that that's not the rule. It's the rule to have these decisions where the VAR is involved, and the VAR was of course not involved in yes or no a second yellow. But in general, I think it's let's judge this not on an evening. Let's judge this if we've seen this a few more times.
Arnie, what was the problem for Kwanzaa?
He didn't feel really well. So from the moment the game started till the moment we had to take him off, he felt a bit of pressure. I think he sat on his chest, but it went so fast. Okay, he came off and the game started again. So I have to ask him exactly, but I think he said he didn't feel really well. So it was not an injury, but more not feeling really well. He was though in the last few days a bit ill. Ill is the word I think you use, huh? But we thought he was on his way back. But maybe that had something to do with it. I have to ask, but it had nothing to do with an injury.
Hi, Anna. I know you got booked, but
I didn't get booked.
oh, you
No,
didn't get
no.
booked, sorry. But I was wondering how you kept so calm at the end. You were very friendly with the officials. Do you have any advice for other managers to keep calm after a decision like this?
Oh, I don't think I'm known in Holland for the person that always stays calm with referee decisions. Although I do think they have a wrong opinion about me over there when it comes to referee decisions. Decision is made. You can't change it in the moment. You feel like, okay, when he didn't give the second yellow, nobody thought that it would have had such a big impact 30 seconds later. I think, I haven't asked him, but I'm 99.9% sure that I wasn't the only one who felt, I would use the word which I cannot use anymore. What other word could I use then?
Not the best.
Which didn't feel not the best. I'm 99% sure when Bergval scored, the referee was like, is this really happening? Because he couldn't change it anymore. Was for him also far from ideal, I think. But yeah, that's why I say 99.9, because I couldn't look in his head. And he didn't have to tell what he felt.
Chaps, thank you.
Yeah.
That quote's from you next time. So. Yeah, all good, you?
Paul, do you want to start us off?
Hi, Ange. You must be incredibly proud of your team tonight, especially what happened in the last game against Liverpool, just to get that result and that performance.
Yeah, very proud. And, again, we had to deal with some adversity tonight. We started the game really well, I thought. But then obviously we lose Rodrigo, and, even in the way it happened, it's quite distressing to see a teammate go down in that manner. And, again, we had to sort of compose ourselves and deal with that and reorganise. And, super proud of the players. I have been all along, It hasn't been through the one of trying that our results haven't been. It's certainly not been on them. It's just that we just haven't been able to get the consistency to get the results we needed. But just proud that they feel good tonight. They get the rewards of their hard work. Our fans as well, because we've put them through a tough time. I thought they were outstanding tonight. We haven't achieved anything, but I think just that feeling of having a victory against a top opponent in a big game, I think really pleased for everyone.
How would you sum up Liverpool's performance in general, but also the other side of that, about the debate around the possible second yellow card? What are your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, Lucas was brilliant. I mean, like I said, I haven't lost sight of the fact that we've got, you know, two 18-year-olds, one who's playing at centre back. It's not even his position. I just don't think people really understand, you know, the level of performance that these young guys are giving us at the moment. And you know, we had a goalkeeper on debut. You know, Jed's playing left back unbelievably well. But yeah, Lucas is just growing all the time. He's just got that ability as a footballer to create space for himself. He's got the quality, but he works awfully hard for the team as well. And like I said, we've been dealing with some adversity for sure, but we've had some growth in that. I've got no doubt about that. That's been masked by poor results and poor form for sure, but I've got no doubt that when we get our players back, we've got the foundation of a really sort of, you know, strong core group of players we can really grow with. Yeah, I don't want to speculate, Tom, because I don't really know either. I mean, all I know is he was conscious when he came off. Obviously, it was some sort of head injury, but he was conscious when he was coming off the field, and he's been taken to hospital for observation, but I'm not really clear on sort of how it happened. Again, mate, I don't, it's not my area, unless you know, I'll get the doctor out here, but I'm not going to speculate because it's just not fair on people around him, but it was a head injury, and there was concern from players out there, so obviously there was something going on. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no, fantastic. You know, I got the sense when I spoke to him before we signed him that he, you know, he had a bit about him in terms of, you know, real sort of assuredness, you know, but probably belied his years. And, yeah, we did. I threw him a mammoth task today to play against the best team arguably in the world at the moment, in a big game, a semi-final, and he just handled it awfully well. And you know, I think credit to Johan and his team. They were really big on him as a footballer that's going to fit our style. They worked really hard to make it happen now, and you can see why he's an outstanding footballer.
It was a lovely moment for Lucas, but maybe just seconds earlier he could have been sent off. I wonder what you made that incident, just because Arnie spoke about it as well.
Yeah, look, I spoke about it after the game last time. I think that my comments were misinterpreted. I didn't criticise the referee or the decision. I didn't think the decision was right about the handball, but I said that it's very hard at the moment. It's very confusing to understand certain elements of the game. Now, we've been told consistently the last few weeks, because I've been, you know, screaming at it from the sidelines, because a lot of teams have got away with a lot of fouls with us without bookings because the referee plays advantage. And we've been told consistently, if we play advantage, as long as it's not a cynical foul, then the player does not get cautioned. So that's been relayed to us on a weekly basis, because we feel like that's been happening. That was one of the things I was kind of, you know, bemoaning last week. And there was, you know, certain players who just repeatedly were fouling. We were getting advantage, but no bookings. So that's what I'm talking about, is that I don't think, and I'm really surprised at how, what's the word I'm looking for? How people in this country are so easily letting the game change so much so quickly. It's changed more since VAR has come in, and I've been involved, I think, in the last 50 years. We never used to debate offsides. We never used to debate handballs. We never used to debate holding in the box. We never used to debate so many things. And it seems like, I mean, did everyone really love the announcement today? Did that give you a real buzz about, you know, I mean, seriously. But now and again, look, I understand. My understanding of it is this is what the people want. That's what I keep getting told. I understand that, and I understand that, you know, we're not going to. VAR is going to be there. Technology is going to be a part of life. But it's like my wife and our kids. Yeah, we know technology, but she limits screen time. Why? You know, we slow things down. I think we just got to be careful about constantly. Why do we want to change the game so much? And I know I'm going to be the old bloke in the stands who keeps shouting boo every time VAR, and I'll be the only one. But I just thought people would be a little bit more protective about the sanctity of the game. That's what I was talking about. Like, I wasn't criticising referees. I've never criticised, like I said, I didn't think the decision was right, but it's just the way the game, I think there's a lot of confusion at the moment. That's my belief, that the game is changing on the basis of technology. And I'm saying, why isn't anyone like speaking up about it, especially in this country who, you know, for all intents and purposes, you guys think you're the custodians of the game. You've got a song that says it's coming home. This is your game, and yet it takes an Aussie from the other side of the world to be the one that's most conservative about changes.
At the minute, are those decisions like a lottery because it feels like on one day it might be given.
So my comments are fair and even playing ground. That's what they were about. So today it advantaged us. Yeah, I wasn't saying that there was a vendetta against me or Tottenham when I spoke last week. That's not what my comments were about. It's just that, you know, and like I said, I could be on a lone crusade here, but I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to just be the lone voice of saying, just leave the game alone for a bit. Like, you know, even extra time now, you know, minutes added on there, minutes. We never used to talk about these things before. And yet now everything is changing. So that was my comment. So today, I can see why Arnie's would be very disappointed. If that was me, I'd be disappointed as well. But apparently they're the rules. So, yeah.
Misreading that, or that's not how you feel, or but are you conscious of just letting your emotions out a little bit more?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been an emotional time, mate. You know, it's like I keep saying, I am a human being. You know, like all of us. You know, we're in these roles of managers, and we're supposed to. You know, I understand we've got positions of responsibility, but we're still human beings in the core, and we react to things. And you know, I don't like the fact that, you know, people who are working really hard for this club on and off the field have not had that feeling of victory. I don't feel great about our supporters not having that feeling of victory. It weighs heavily on me, mate. It's my responsibility. So yeah, you know, I'm a little bit more emotional than I usually am, but you know, that's I guess that also probably means I do care, and I think that's still important.
Just a very quick one on Ange and what he's managing to do like every 3 days at the moment, and also the relationship he's building with Ruddy as well.
It's like I said, I in a position he's never played, mate. You know, he's never played. An 18-year-old. You know, name me another Premier League team that's got 2 18-year-olds and one playing out of position consistently. I'm so happy they're at our football club, and as I keep saying, you know, in 2 or 3 years' time, I just pray to God I'm the beneficiary of their talent, mate. Because if somebody else is getting it, I won't be happy.
James, last one, please.
Was there any change in your sort of overall approach from the Liverpool game here in the league? It felt a bit more pragmatic.
No, you can, you know, like you can put it that way. I mean, people said, you know, my midfield setup was, you know, a little bit more conservative today. That's because I only had 3 midfielders to choose. You know, the others weren't available. So we certainly went about it the same way. Look, Liverpool don't allow you to dominate the game the way other teams do. And like I said, you know, Ali said, you know, our players every 3 days are playing a game of football, mate, without rest. And you saw Liverpool at the end, they put on some significant talent, some really good footballers, some top footballers. I couldn't do the same. And yet the guys who are out there are consistently doing it. So, you know, maybe we're not as dominant as we wanted to be, but there's good reason, not through the lack of trying or, you know, different intent in terms of how we went about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.